Blink Publishing presents No Free Parking, written by Nicholas Boys Smith and read by Charles Armstrong. The poetry of history lies in the quasi-miraculous fact that once on this earth, once on this familiar spot of ground, walked other men and women, as actual as we are today, thinking their own thoughts, swayed by their own passions, but now all gone, one generation vanishing after another, gone as utterly as we shall shortly be gone, as ghosts at cockcrow. G. M. Trevelyan. What have you in common with the child of 5 whose photograph your mother keeps on the mantelpiece? Nothing, except that you happen to be the same person. George Orwell. Introduction. Streets of Woe and Gold. I wander through each chartered street, near where the chartered Thames does flow, and mark in every face I meet marks of weakness, marks of woe. William Blake, London. Monopoly was a game designed to criticize capitalism that became a worldwide capitalist success, a product of the new world that is normally associated with the old, and a game which has defined for millions globally their knowledge of London's streets, but whose actual selection of 22 streets was cobbled together by the elderly boss of a printing firm and his secretary on a day trip down from Leeds. One street is misnamed. It is Great Marlborough Street, not Marlborough Street. And 2 of them are not even streets. You will search in vain for an Angel Street in Islington. It was a coaching inn, a hotel, and then a Lions tea shop, miraculously saved from 1960s destruction for road widening, which now serves as a co-op bank. Nor does London have any street called Mayfair, though there are at least 121 streets within the neighbourhood of that name, nearly all of them sheening with that perennial London favourite, ready money. There is little evidence of precisely where Victor Watson and Marjorie Phillips went on their 1935 day trip to London, but it seems probable that they did not head south or east. Only one street, Old Kent Road, is south of the Thames, and only one, Whitechapel Road, is east of the City of London. And both, colour-coded brown, have suffered now from the monopoly ignominy of being the cheaper streets on the board for nearly a century. Even the City of London, where the Thames was first bridged and Dick Whittington was Lord Mayor, gets short shrift. Only one street on the board even touches the ancient city walls, Fleet Street, formerly Fleet Bridge Street, which since 1769 has merely bridged the drain channelling the largest of London's now subterranean rivers into the Thames. Many other monopoly streets are within the London that grew around the ancient cities of Westminster and London in the 17th to 19th centuries. Some were what we now call greenfield development, streets and squares carved from Middlesex fields and named after developing landowners, Leicester Square, Passing Fashion, Piccadilly, or Sporting Pastime, Pall Mall. Others were brownfield development. Trafalgar Square replaced the former royal stables. Some streets were ancient routes where purpose and character altered as the capital grew around them. The Angel may be a pub, not a street, but it stands on a still busy crossroads whose location predates the Romans. Oxford Street is now a place to shop, not the High Road West or the final route along which the condemned passed before their execution at the village of Tyburn, pretty much precisely where Marble Arch now stands, but it follows the same route. Still other streets have turned full circle. Whitehall evolved from being a public road through a royal palace to a maze of sublet homes, offices and shops, to being again a place of governance with the building of the great Victorian public palaces of Treasury and Foreign Office. But, as a 2016 study showed, there is remarkable consistency in the relative values of London's monopoly streets from 1936 to the 21st century. Streets can change completely and yet stay the same. London's monopoly streets do not only illuminate the city's history, they also open up an entirely new way of thinking about London's past. Probably no other city is as richly written about.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?